What's up, guys? Coach Jonathan with you guys here today in the next episode of the Coach's Corner. So, hopefully, you guys had a good Thanksgiving day with your friends and family, following this new guidelines that the governor had set. So, with that being said, some of you guys might have seen family members that you hadn't seen in a while. Some of you might have stayed at home and kind of bunkered down to who was in your immediate household. Either way, you guys are going to be finishing up school here in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to be going over a part lesson. We're meeting and greeting. So you might not be meeting family members for the first time, but you're still part of it is greeting them, right? When they get to your house, you greet them. When you get to their house, you greet them. And then doing what people do with which is communicating, right? That's the life skill today is interpersonal communication. So talking about that, things that might have happened over since the last time you've seen them. With that being said, there's something a part of the PAR curriculum with that meeting and greeting, which is ask, listen, and respond. So we're going to be going over a couple quick questions that you might be able to take home, ask some family members that you have over, that you're going over to their place, just to get to know them a little bit, right? So the ALR is the acronym, so ask, listen, and respond. So maybe you want to be the person asking the questions. There's two aspects of communicating. There's the speaking part and then there's the listening part, right? So listening is probably more important. A lot of us might have felt a couple times where you're talking, and that person you're talking to might not seem like they're listening, and that might make you feel a certain way, right? It might not make you feel like what you're saying is important. So learning how to listen is just as important as learning how to speak to somebody else, right? So we're going to go over a couple questions. I have no idea what the questions are. Coach Sergio's here with me today, going to be the person asking me the question. So he's going to be on the flip side of the camera asking me the questions. So if you're ready, Coach Sergio, let's go ahead and kick the little Q&A off.
All right. First question is, what are your hobbies?
My hobbies, they've changed definitely over the years, especially from working here. My recent hobbies would probably be I like to go off-roading a lot. I'm going to be going on Thanksgiving morning. It was softball before COVID, so I play adult slow pitch softball. And I'm trying to get into golf a little bit more. Just went out this past month, so I'm trying to get in a habit of going at least once a month to a different course and playing and practicing. So those were probably the two biggest hobbies that kind of get me out of the house. Another thing is just spending time with my family. It's probably the main day-to-day kind of little thing that I do. I like to go out on walks and work out. So those are probably my top couple hobbies that I have.
All right. A participant wanted to know, what is your favorite part about golf?
All right. My favorite part of golf. There's two things, so I can't really pick between two. For me, I get a lot of enjoyment when I hit a drive straight down a fairway. It's just like an instant feeling of accomplishment for me. The second thing would probably be sinking a putt beyond 6 feet. You hear it go into the cup. Some golf courses are different now, so you don't get that noise that it used to make because a lot of golf courses have the little noodle in it for COVID regulations. But hearing the ball drop into the cup and that tee off shot are probably my top two.
They also want to know what your least favorite part about it is,
Uh,
or most challenging.
Most challenging, I think golf. The biggest thing with golf is the mental approach that you take to it, and that's not just golf; it's any sport. So the most challenging part for me is the mental aspect of golf, and if you are in the first tee program, you'll learn over time. Once you go to birdie, you'll start learning more about the emotional and mental part of golf. But that's definitely a challenge for anybody playing any sport. Going up to the tee box and just going through everything that you've practiced so you could perform well. Because people like myself will practice, but now it's taking that practice to the course, and I feel like it's mostly mental and emotional part of my golf game.
All right. Next question was, what is one of your favorite things to eat during the holidays?
So I come from a Hispanic background, so I think my favorite part of the holidays is eating tamales at the house. My mother doesn't really make them too much. throughout the year. Honestly, probably just once a year. So it's something that I really look forward to around these holiday seasons.
Awesome. If you could go anywhere, where would you want to go?
Um, if I could travel anywhere, it'd probably be. I mean, once the world kind of goes back to normal, that's a tough one. I'd probably look into probably somewhere out of the United States, probably like Paris, somewhere farther away, closer to Europe, to see kind of how life is on the other side of the world, right? Yeah.
They also want to know what you are thankful for.
Um, One big thing that I'm thankful for is just my health, being able to be healthy, and family, right? So that's one thing that I like to cherish every day is just having good health and having my family's well-being as well. So those are some things that I'm thankful for.
Where do you use ALR on the golf course?
So when I'm playing golf, tend to ask, listen, and respond. For instance, last week, earlier this month actually, I went to go play golf. Um, I'm playing with a friend, non-competitively. It's not a tournament or anything. It's just for fun. So constantly asking each other for help, what he sees in my swing, right? Because I can't see my swing, I could only feel. So my partner that I was playing with is my extra set of eyes. Guys on the tournament who are just say, for instance, just finished the Masters, they have somebody called a caddy who they could ask for tips and help on. Um, Participants here at the course could ask their coaches when they're out on the course, oh, what did you see? And we'll try to bring it back to say, what did you feel? And then kind of go from there. But definitely when I hit a bad shot is when I kind of, all right, what I kind of want to take more away from that than my good shots. Put more emphasis on what I need to improve on. So that's kind of moments where I try to ask myself even what went wrong and what could I improve on. Awesome. So those are all the questions that we had sent in. Those are some questions you can ask your family members, right? Some of you guys might be playing golf with friends and family. Some of you guys you might not have friends that or family members that play golf. But if you're in the program, it's always important to kind of share that kind of information with your friends and family. I know when I used to finish football practice, basketball practice in high school, I used to like to recap my day, go home, talk to my parents about what went well on my day as far as sports in school, so they could be in the loop, right? And with that being said, then they could kind of support you in maybe those goals that you're trying to do to improve. But definitely ask, listen, and respond is a really big part of the meeting and greeting. It helps avoid kind of like that awkward silence you might have experienced in a meet and greet. It gets the conversation going. It's a conversation starter. If you ever watch your parents speak to other people, questions definitely start the conversation. One question could lead to a conversation for maybe 10 seconds. It might lead to a conversation for an hour, right? Some of you guys might see that when you guys go somewhere, your parents might ask one question to somebody and you might be waiting for that your parent to finish that conversation for a couple minutes. It might be an hour. So they've built their interpersonal communication skills over time. It doesn't happen over one day, but it'll go back into the beginning core values of confidence, right? Just being confident to speak to somebody is the first step. So that's why First Tee has these life skills that we're trying to teach kids because it ultimately pays off in the long run. So hopefully you guys could take those tips, take them into your winter break, and you guys are able to keep coming or watching the videos if you're not too comfortable coming onto campus. Make sure you tune into the golf and life skills class tomorrow with Coach Sergio, and then continuing supporting the virtual programming that we have. Feel free to give us a like, follow, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We also have social media pages, so Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So hopefully you guys are able to catch Coach Sergio tomorrow. Awesome. Have a good day.